Hello? 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 Oh, wrong way. All right, Riftbound people. Obviously, scuffed live stream setup for the first time, but how are we all doing? First Riftbound live stream. Couple of us in here making history, so welcome. Thank you guys for coming by. Definitely share with your friends, get them in on the live Riftbound content. Let's see. We have a small face cam today. We're just going to play some games. I mainly just want to test Draven post ban list to see if this deck actually has any legs since it got seemingly nerfed to the ground. So that is what we're going to do today. Hello, Drakboy Gaming. What's up? Thanks for tuning in. Gonna give it like another 30 seconds or so. 10 viewers, cracking double digits. Thank you guys for popping in. Anyone in the chat persisting with Draven after the bans? Man, you got to carry me. They butchered my boy. Won the last skirmish. Not sure what to do on Saturday. Well, if this goes well, you might have a new mid-range list on your hands. I'm going to show you guys the list right now. Let's go into the list right now. Okay, so what are we doing for this stream? I want to test to see if Draven still has any legs post-ban list. Obviously, Miracle's dead. Believe it or not, I played a couple Miracle games with some friends over the past couple days. Wasn't looking so hot. There's some, just a real lack of draw power without called shot really being able to accelerate your hand, being overly reliant on drawing detonate plus treasure trove. Wasn't working out so well. Maybe someone else figure it out, but right now I want to try mid-range Draven because while it did take massive hits, the Legend's still insane. We all know how strong the Legend is, and the red and purple cards you can play that didn't get banned still seem really good. So let's go ahead and take a look at the list here. Obviously, we have the Draven Legend. For the Chosen Champion, I am choosing to play Draven Audacious for this one. So you have the choice between Draven Audacious now and Draven Showboat. Draven Showboat is the 5-drop, 1 red power that gains a might for every point you have, and he starts at 3 might. So I think there may be some Draven builds where you can sort of build around that, but then if you don't see 2 drops, you're not really scoring much, and then it might not get big enough. But there is merit there, because if Kai'Sa becomes really good, Draven Showboat historically has been decent against Kai'Sa as long as you can score. You might want to then play things like Sneaky Deckhand. We're not playing that in this particular build. We are playing Draven Audacious, though. I think there's some potential here. Obviously, it's not as good as Draven Vanquisher. That's not what I'm trying to say. But what I think is so good about this is that there are going to be situations that come up. Hopefully, they come up tonight to prove my theory. There are going to be situations that come up that this guy can kind of cheat you a win or lead to an auto win by putting him in play, and then like something like Ride the Wind into a battlefield, scoring 2 points because you killed a unit in combat, right? Like there's going to be times where your opponent taps out, leaves themselves vulnerable, or maybe you have hard bargain to answer their spell. That's kind of what I'm thinking is going to be the main use of this guy. I don't really want to play him on 6 unless I have nothing better to do, like absolutely nothing better to do. I want to play this as like a win con last resort, let's end the game on the spot kind of thing, right? That's my main plan with him. Let's go on to the battlefields. The only battlefield we can play that wasn't hit is Targon's Peak, so that's pretty important. So, yeah, this is going to be the battlefield we play when we know we're going first. Then we're playing the Sunken Temple because it's just a good battlefield, go figure. We have a handful of ways to proc it, and then we have Treasure Hoard. We can always proc this by conquering and paying 1. This was a battlefield that very early Draven builds played, so we're going to try to go back to it. Gold does benefit this deck quite a lot. We have quite a few cards we want to hide. We have cards that have power costs, so there's that. And then we have the runes. Take a quick look at chat before we move down to the main deck. Looking for a replacement for Red Draven in my Rek'Sai. Interesting you were playing that in your Rek'Sai. I think it's a good card. Draven Vanquisher is a good card for sure. I just haven't seen that in a lot of Rek'Sai builds. I mean, if you were playing Kai'Sa Survivor, or maybe you weren't playing it, if it's more of a budget thing, yeah, Kai'Sa or Draven is a nice budget alternative. You could look into Rel, but maybe you weren't playing a lot of equipments. It's a hard one to replace, especially if you're not going with Kai'Sa Survivor. So I do get that. All right, will attempt, not sure if to attempt rel, gear, or spell based. Okay, yeah, that's what we're talking about here, right? So let's take a look at the main board. So we're playing 9 2-drops. Tide Turner can be played on turn 1, but also more of a battle trick. Then we have 3 Treasure Hunter, which is going to be the 2-drop you ideally want to start with to make a ton of gold. Unfortunately, we don't have the Reaver's Row nonsense. Well, I say unfortunately. Unfortunately, as we're about to play some Draven, but I'm very happy Reaver's Row was banned. And then we have the Overzealous Fan serving as extra defense, as well as a fine 2-drop if you have to start with it. We have 3 Noxus Hopeful, which is going to be one of our main bodies in the deck, especially because Draven Vanquisher is gone. 3 copies of Kaisa, 3 copies of Darius Trifarian, and we have 2 copies of Mind Splitter, sort of like a top end. A lot of Draven builds would play 1, or maybe they would side deck 2 copies. I kind of want to lead into the bigger and better bodies here, and you can see we're on 3 full copies of Ferris Forerunner. Lots of reasons why I think this card gets better. A lot of people have a lot of hopes in blue-yellow right now because of how much purple got hit, and I think that's a fair opinion. Also, with purple becoming less popular in general, I'm less afraid of Rebuke, which is nice. So, you know, we might go against like a Rogue Aurelia, who also got a hit and draw power, even a mirror match. I mean, if they draw one of the 2 Rebukes and want to spend a ton of power, I feel a lot better about that. Obviously, there's no more fight or flight to just sneak this guy out of a battlefield, which is pretty good. And then down to the spells, 3 copies of Stack Deck for consistency. The Falling Stars, the Rebukes, the 1 Hard Bargain all is very typical. Playing the 1 Switcheroo, some people play it, some people don't. That is for the Treasure Hunter mainly to be able to turn their unit into a 1 Might, and then you win that combat, which is nice. We're also playing 2 copies of Sudden Storm. This is a card that I've actually been seeing some success with in early testing. There's lots of solid 4-drops, Noxus Hopeful, Kaisa Survivor, other things that have 4 Might that swing in that you just get to kill, which is cool. And, you know, we're sort of leaning into a little bit more of a hiding strategy. I might even, over time, add in more hiding cards to make holding a little bit easier, right? We're kind of supplementing those fight or flights that we lost. And if we can kill the problem card, that's pretty cool. And then we are playing 3 copies of Spinning Axe. Honestly, you can kind of ignore the sideboard. It's just ideas right now. I mean, Brainweir didn't get banned, so we're probably playing that. 1 copy of Hard Bargain to complement the 1 in the main board. A Thermo Beam, probably going to need more, honestly. Probably should bump this to 2. I think I could do that right now, actually. Yep, cool. And then Edge of Night, Vex, and Last Rites. These are more just ideas, not really anything fully fleshed out. Vex, though, I do think is pretty good, and I do wonder if like a spell variant of Draven could be a viable thing with more Vexes, but that would probably be a little bit of a slower build. But that's the build we're working with today. We are on TCG Arena, so we're just going to hop into some games and see how it goes. Drake Boy Gaming, I played Showboat at my last Nexus night, got to play him 1 time, and he got hit with Hidden Blade. Yep, I talk about that a lot with like Set Brawler being one of my favorite cards in Orange, but it's very, very weak to a lot of 2-cost interaction in combat. So at least you got to draw 2 cards out of it, but hopefully that didn't lose you the game. So let's go ahead and just jump into some games here. If my play button would work. What is up with that? Let's see. Oh, do I have to save it? That makes sense, I guess. Okay, cool. All right, we're in Spirit Forge format. Let's see what we got. Just going to double check with our opponent that we're playing ban list. Waiting for a response. Okay, I'll take that as a yes, I guess. What do we got here? Annie. Let me just double check one more time. Okay, his deck is legal. I don't even know if TCG Arena has a ban list implemented on it, but all right. I rolled a 1. Yeah, Deafen. All right, you get to go first. No problem. We're definitely not putting that out. Treasure Hoard and Sunken Temple are both fine. I think Sunken Temple will probably be less beneficial for this Annie deck, so that's what we will start with. Okay, Mulligan's looking pretty good. Treasure Hunter I like. Kaisa I like, but Void Seeker can definitely be problematic. I think it's a little bit too early for Darius. I do like Noxus Hopeful. Throwing away Kaisa Survivor feels a little bad, so I think we might keep something like this. And then if we draw into a stack deck, that'll be good. Hit him with the GLHF. All right, Treasure Hunter of his own. I'll take a rune. Untaps his 2. Yep, not much better to start with here. Pass it over. Yep, that's all good. No Hextech Ray here. Ravenbloom Conservatory. Definitely a little annoying. Okay, so he's got the gold Wombo combo. Honestly, I wouldn't mind top decking a Tide Turner so that I can do this exact same thing. Don't get there quite. All right. So if I throw Treasure Hunter up there, it dies for free. I don't have a good way to establish my Kaisa, which feels pretty bad. I can accelerate it for it to just die. That doesn't feel great either. I mean, it'll probably score a point, but I'm assuming he's going to do something to it on the crackback. Although, 3 cards in hand, I can secure a draw. Doesn't feel great. I can leave 1 open for Spinning Axe, right? Like, potentially just cause a trade with Noxus Hopeful. That doesn't honestly feel amazing either. Might just sacrifice Treasure Hunter and set up Kaisa for the following turn, because I also don't really want to sack my runes right now. So let's just go for it. Make a gold. These are learning games more than anything, so we will see what happens. I just want to make sure that's okay. He could have some sort of interaction. Cool. All right. Yeah, we'll drop a Kaisa. And we'll pass. All the even numbers feel terrible going second. Yeah, you know, you're not wrong. I think going second in this game is just really rough in general. So, you know, there's that. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, I don't even know. I mean, that is maybe a good way to look at it. Maybe we should be looking at some 3 drops to play in Draven, but then those are just bad going first, right? So, you know, I think your main play for going second is like stack deck into Noxus Hopeful, but obviously you're not always going to hit that exact combo, unfortunately. And a falling star. Ouch. All right, not off to a super hot start, but have faith, have faith. All right, we open into a Tide Turner, so it's just establish 3 units and let him go to 5. I mean, my one saving grace is that he might be running low on cards. That's maybe my one sort of out here. So I save Tide Turner as a combat trick and just play 2 hopefuls. I think there should be more sideboard focus on even odd drops. I could totally see that too. I could totally see that being a valid thing. And yeah, my sideboard now is just ideas. So I don't hate that idea at all. I think that's a really good idea. All right. My main idea is, am I keeping this Tide Turner as a battle trick, or am I just establishing it for more might? In the grand scheme of things, a 2 might is not all that great, especially because he can just bring back the Treasure Hunter. So as bad as it kind of feels, I think I'm just playing 2 hopefuls, playing 1 for 4, playing 1 for 2, and then passing on that. My best chance is going to be to run him out of cards, so we'll see if we get there. All right, moving Hopeful in, or sorry, moving a Treasure Hunter in, moving a Treasure Hunter out, lots of gold. Very nice. My worst nightmare would be if he's like sitting on a Ferris Forerunner or something. Hides a card, okay. Could be Switcheroo. What else could it be? It could be Edge of Night. Playing a Fizz. Oh my Lanta. Okay. This is rough. I'm not gonna lie, this is rough. All right. 1 card in hand. Switcheroo is interesting. I think if I had the Switcheroo last turn, I would have actually played the Tide Turner and try to do some combat tricks with that. That would have been good, but I didn't have it. So, all right. If I attack at a treasure hunter, if it is switcheroo, I can answer the switcheroo. I could also just buff up with spinning axe, but that would be a trade, so that wouldn't be too good. If it's Edge of Night, I'm still winning anyway. If it's Tide Turner, that wouldn't be so good because switcheroo wouldn't do anything. And we do see a Tide Turner here, right? So, all right, I think our best option is probably run a Hopeful here. And then go with an axe. And if I win combat this way, I can draw off Temple. Pass focus. Okay, I want a combat. We're maybe getting somewhere. I also draw one with Draven Legend. Okay. Okay. I'm liking where this is going. I'm liking where this is going. All right, what's our top priority here? Fizz. Maybe hit Treasure Hunter to force the hidden, maybe? Do I really care about forcing the hidden? I mean, I would stop the hold point, which is nice, but then he can take it for free next turn anyway. It's also on one card in hand, so like I think if I was going to draw anything to get back into this game, I think this could have been it, to be honest. So, okay. I think we have to run the Falling Star. Definitely hitting Fizz for max value. Thinking on my other target. What would you guys hit in this case? Let me know. I think I kind of don't want him to have the hold point, as silly as it seems. And I can't deal with that this turn, so. Okay, he gives up the hidden. It's switcheroo. Okay, nice. So that feels really good. We actually got a 1 for 3, or a 3 for 1. That feels really, really good. Okay, do we tap out for the Kaisa? Do I move the Hopeful back to be safe? One card in hand. I'm not feeling that he can really deal with it. Force hidden reveal. Yep, that ended up working out pretty well. All right, we'll drop the Kaisa. We'll pass it over. Like I said, one saving grace. Maybe run him out of cards. That would be good. What do you guys think about Annie post ban list? Obviously, Miracle Annie's dead, but do you think mid range still has some legs? Fight or Flight's a really big Annie hit. I mean, that sounds obvious, but the untap 2, I think, is a big deal. What are we picking up? Oh, we're picking up Falling Star. I don't like that. All right. Okay, double damage to Hopeful. He still has to run something into it, but yeah, getting rid of my axe is definitely annoying for sure. Yeah, that's fine. Moves up to Conservatory. Yep, he'll be able to scry for some spells. I also feel like I have to get him off the Conservatory. I can't just let him hold there for the rest of the game, obviously. So what is my best option here? I have Rebuke for stuff. Feels bad to Rebuke a Tide Turner. Some things can happen, though, if I swing into this and he reveals a spell. Like, some things can definitely happen. I think I'm at a point where I gotta take the chance, so. He could have just got Switcheroo and not died. He would have to Switcheroo something in that battlefield, so that wouldn't quite work. I missed what the top card. Sneaky Deckhand. Okay, cool. So I draw 2. I score. Okay. Okay. Things are looking decent. We could play a Mind Splitter and a Hopeful and hide a Tide Turner, which may be better just because of Rebuke shenanigans than playing the Forerunner. So Annie back switcheroo instead of Falling Star. Okay, yeah, I mean, I guess either way, it would have just, well, he would have saved the unit. Yeah, you're right. That, I guess, was probably better. 4, 5, 6, 7. Do I want to put it in the battlefield? Not really, right? Because then when I hide the Tide Turner, it's just better. Okay, Hard Bargain or Cleave? Cleave doesn't do as much. Hard Bargain, I don't really have spells that I care too much about, right? Because this is a unit. I don't think I'm really switcherooing this game or that. So, yeah, we'll hit the cleave, and then I think we'll just play around the hard bargain for the rest of the game. Could be our one shot. We'll go hopeful. And we'll go hide this here. And we'll pass. Save unit, conquer, Sunken Temple. Yeah, no, that would have been a better play for sure. I agree. What did he top deck here? Hype comeback if it happens. Thank you, Crazy Cranberry. All right, he's going to pay gold instead. Kaisa right to the battlefield. Yeah, I can't do anything about that. Right? Yep, switching around with Tide Turner doesn't do anything for me. So he still has hard bargain in hand. Top decked a new card with Kaisa. Okay. 5 energy is a little scary. We do hold here. I can go in with Mind Splitter. Do I want to go in with Mind Splitter and Kaisa? It'd be cool to get the Conquer draw, but like it's not worth potentially trading. So yeah, I think we just do this. Pass focus. We have Rebuke if we absolutely need it. Cool. We get there. We draw a card with Draven. Now I'm honestly just down to jam a Forerunner into a battlefield and keep 2 up for Rebuke. Jam that here. Do I want to pull both back? 1 and 1. Yeah, that feels okay. I mean, he does have a live hard bargain now. Because I only have 2 energy, so if I tap out for a spell, it's not too good. But Tide Turner still does things. I could put Hopeful here because of my ability to move things around, right? Do I care about holding that much, though? Not really, right? I don't know. This is a tough situation. I mean, there's not too much that can punish it. So I think I will throw that up there. Just make his life a little bit more difficult. I could have drawn off of the Mind Splitter, but I guess I'll just force something if I have to. I'll pass there. How's my audio level okay? Can you guys hear me okay? What's happening here? I think we're conceding. Okay. Okay, so we hit the comeback. Crazy Cranberry. Thank you very much. All right. Cool. All right, that went pretty good. So, I guess what are some learnings from that game? Obviously, going second is hard, right? But the reason I was able to come back into that game is because Draven provided me draws, right? So I was able to keep up some sort of resource generation. I wasn't up in tempo. I was able to retake tempo in the middle of that game, but the card draw that Draven generated me kept me in there. And then Annie was running out of cards, right? So that was a big deal. All right, cool. Let's run another one. Thank you, Cranberry. That was a good game. I'm very happy about that. I've had a lot more of like those types of comeback games lately. Interestingly enough. It used to feel like in set 1, you know, whoever scored like 4-0 first would just win. It's not totally like that in set 2 anymore. Sometimes it can be like that, but it's not totally like that anymore. All right, let's match our friend with a wave. Let's roll a 15. Pretty good. Fiora. Okay. Another deck that I'll be testing for Atlanta. Let's see what this end of the matchup looks like. And for a battlefield I'll be starting with, Treasure Hoard is probably better. Plus, yeah, I figured he would start with Sunken Temple. Did our friend roll a dice? 14. Cool. So I get to go first. Alrighty. I like stack deck, but we're not going second, so it's a little bit more awkward. A little early for Mind Splitter. Kaisa can actually be really hard to conquer with, depending on the setup that he gets, because, you know, unsung into BF Sword is going to be a 5 might, so that's actually kind of hard to get good value out of. I do like Mind Splitter because Fiora can have hand size problems and ride the win. I want to keep the stack deck just in case I don't hit a 2-drop. Okay, double stack deck is better than nothing, I suppose. Would have liked to have a 2-drop, but here we go. Top 3. Okay, Zealous Fan, Tide Turner, Forerunner. Forerunner's a card he can't deal with. So I kind of want to take that here, play that on turn 3, and then hope that my second stack deck gets me a turn 2 play. And I think that's what we're going to do. All right, so that resolves, and then we'll go for the second one. Wow, no unit to play turn 2. Okay. Falling Star's not bad. Sudden Storm's interesting, and honestly, it kind of looks like the play because I'm probably just passing on turn 2. So I think we'll take this. And unfortunately, pass with no unit in play. Yeah, Mind Splitter was super strong in that game for sure. Okay, turn 1 first mate. I kind of have to hope he doesn't put an equipment on it. Which most likely he will, unless he bricked. So, unfortunate looking hand here. Yeah, just gotta pass. Even though we went first in this one, might be looking for another comeback. So, let's see. I really want to get value out of this Sudden Storm. Just walk up the first mate, dude. Just walk it up. Come on. Oh, okay. Value? You can repost it. I got no issue with that. Oh, it's not attacking. It's not attacking. It's not attacking. It's not attacking. That's a big blunder on my part. Sorry, guys. It's not considered an attacker. Oh, that's unfortunate. So I should have kept something else. Yeah. Oh, well. Got to go through it to learn, right? No one plays Sudden Storm, so got to go through it to learn. But, I mean, passes with 5 open, so we take what we can get. And this is just an easy tap out for Forerunner. And a pass back. I mean, this is the best I could ask for sure. Is him not playing anything on 5 energy. Not even a set brawler, surprisingly. All right. 4 energy coming down. There's a BF sword. Maybe he just drew it, possibly. Sure. Are you retreating that? No, okay. We attach the first mate to the BF sword, not the other way around. Yeah, I'm very curious what his hand was. Like, was he afraid of something I was going to do, or did he just draw the BF sword? I mean, he could have all spells in his hand and maybe just top deck the BF sword. I really have no idea. Tapping 1, 2. What do we got going on here? I think because we don't have an auto turn 2 in the champ zone, Kaisa is basically an auto keep. I could see it. I could totally see it. I just, you know, from playing a lot of Fiora, I just figured that it was going to be really hard to actually swing over. Although that was probably incorrect thinking, though, because I was going first. So, yeah, you're probably 100% right on that. So I guess they're going to trade. This doesn't seem like a very advantageous situation for my opponent. Gotta be honest. 6-6, right? I'm not missing anything. That's fine. All right. Oh, wait. Okay. We have a fellow mistake maker. No problem. No problem if you want to take back, dude. Everyone always does that. Everyone always looks at the cost of a card and thinks it's like the might or the power, which is so funny. I think probably You should get a rune back if you're not playing challenge, right? Okay, so if I'm going to run this Forerunner in, I don't even hate the idea of like swinging into the first mate. However, I don't want to run into a punch first and just die for free, even though I will make tokens. So I'd rather go up here. Plus, my curve will be kind of perfect. I mean, I could play Mind Splitter, I guess. But if I go up here, I can make a gold. I can play another Forerunner, and then the turn after that, I have a gold to put towards a Mind Splitter, or even go towards a Darius. So I kind of like that. Cool. Okay, so we're on the board. We will make a gold. And unfortunately, we'll just give our opponent a headache, having to deal with another one. So he goes to 3. His hand's actually quite healthy, which is good for him. But I do feel very good about this board state. Especially because on turn 2, our opponent didn't play anything. So I don't think I'll ever mulligan Kaisa or Stellacorn. Yeah, I think that's totally valid, right? And yeah, I think my evaluation on that Kaisa was definitely incorrect. Just because we were going first. Okay, Hidden Blade on Ferris Forerunner. I mean, sure, right? You just got to recycle 1. Yep, that's totally fine. I mean, I'll take my draws and I'll take my tokens. Guys, Draven can't be dead. Look at this hand that I'm drawing. Look how many cards I'm drawing, dude. Draven can't be dead. All right, we have a Lucian. So we didn't hold, but that's fine. I'm not really upset about that. Do we set up a Darius to run over this first mate? Potentially go into a punch first? I mean, Death Grip would just be awkward for him. I have Switcheroo at the worst case, right? Oh, I might not have Switcheroo because I'm going to have to proc the Darius one way or another. I can proc it pretty easily with Noxus Hopeful, so yeah, that seems pretty okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and a gold for Darius. And then 2 for a Hopeful. And then 7 into 6. See what you got. Yeah, punch first. That's okay. Maybe. Yeah. So that would put him to 13. If I wanted to play around that, I would have had to send Forerunner. That actually might have been better. Yeah, I probably should have sent Forerunner and Darius because what else could he have done realistically? Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. That's probably a misplay on my part. Because it's a free conquer on this side unless he does some challenge shenanigans. So we throw this up here to prevent the Lucian from just taking it for free. And then we can make a gold. And we've gone through a punch first. But yeah, what do you guys think? I think that was probably a misplay. And maybe I should have hit something as well, but we don't really need to hide something to protect the Forerunner. Mind Splitter value, huge with a big hand like that. For sure. It's definitely nice. I wanted to get a little bit more on the board. Maybe stop a hold point. Don't forget hold point. Yeah, that might have just been a judgment and error for sure. Unsung Hero. It is stuck with a BF sword though. Lucian is going over here for some reason. Pac-Man, this is called TCG Arena. It's actually a really good web browser based way to play Riftbound. It's really good, really intuitive, really nice looking too. Yeah, Cranberry, I totally agree. Okay, so it looks like he's probably just not going to send the Lucian, which is fine. I will hold with the Treasure Hoard. Okay. So what is our main option here? I mean, Falling Star looks immaculate, right? Lose to punch flirt first plus challenge. I mean, yeah, he could have, and we know he has a challenge because he took it back before. So okay, I can go Mind Splitter here. peek at his hand, then I can know if I can win combat, and I'll still have enough for the Falling Star. I will absolutely nuke my runes, but I think that that's a game-winning play, depending on what his hand is. So we do that 4, 5, 6, 7, a purple, and a gold. Is there a reason to play it up here? I don't really think so. So let's take a look. May I see your hand, sir? Hmm. I had to read this card again. I was like, this looks at the hand, right? I'm not just making that up. Sure enough, it does. Can't find it. There is a small arrow to the right of your hand next to your main deck. Cool. Okay, Riposte. Challenge, we don't care about, and Lucian. Yeah, so it's for sure the Riposte. Don't forget to drop a like on the stream if you guys are enjoying. It does help me out quite a bit. May I take your hat, sir? Yes. Crazy Cranberries and Nowhere. Same button. Okay, cool. So, I'm sorry, but this has to be done. And then we're looking at a 6 here, so hopeful plus a token gets the job done. Although, no, because... No, challenge will still trade, right? Yeah. Yeah, challenge doesn't matter too much. Okay, what are we playing here? I think he's trying to play challenge. Can't respond to an action with an action. It needs to be a reaction. Spicy playing purple on Champ Zone. Yeah, I talked about that in the beginning of the stream. Showboat I think is cool, but like in these games I just haven't hit 2 drops really, so they wouldn't have been that great. Also, this is dead. So yeah, I lost my train of thought. Yeah, so purple I think has potential to be like an auto win, like if your opponent ever taps out and you have Ride the Wind, or you could play Bushwhack maybe and accelerate it. I'm not playing Bushwhack in this build, but I think there are some ways to do that. So, okay. Do we just run all 3 in? No, this is fine. I think 7's fine. Yep, and then would you like to kill? Okay, and disconnected. So yeah, we were definitely taking that game over. Getting to 9 with Axe. Oh yeah, on the purple Draven, yeah, for sure, it's huge, right? I just wouldn't play Draven on 6 energy if I don't have like a better play, because I think it's a card you want to save for the exact right moment, almost like Fiora worthy. Like when I was playing a lot of Fiora, if you guys watch my deck profile. You want to save that 3 drop. You will play it on 3 energy if you have absolutely nothing better to do. It's better than passing with no play usually. But ideally, you save it for that last final moment where it's going to guarantee you the game. And in the case of the Fiora, you save it for when you're going to accelerate all your units by making them mighty. You save Draven Audacious for a time when like your opponent's tapped out, and you can maybe accelerate it with Ride the Wind or something. And you know you'll score an extra point because you know you'll win that combat. That's kind of how I'm treating it right now. I don't think I'm going to play this card very often, but I think that's going to be the purpose of it in this deck. All right, let's go ahead and run another one. All right, we're up against Xenia. All right. Roll our dice. We're playing against Kaisa. So I think gold is probably better for him. I rolled 2. He's going first. Sure, no problem. All right, this could be a toughie. We'll see. He does put out Treasure Hoard. Okay. I feel like I'm doing pretty okay on my battlefield calls. Hopeful, Tide Turner, Treasure Hunter feels pretty good. Trying to think about maybe not losing to Falling Star. I am going to be able to play Hopeful on turn 2. If I keep all this. Sudden Storm to protect Treasure Hunter is interesting. It is actually pretty interesting. I'm going second, though, so it's not as good. I could actually catch his Kaisa Survivor really off guard, though, with this, if things go well. Let's try to keep it. Let's just give it a shot. GLHF. Okay, starting off with a very simple Watchful Sentry. We draw a hard bargain, which is a 1 of, which is a fantastic draw. Okay. We go Hunter here. He takes a battlefield, whatever. I wonder if he's going to pay 1 to get a gold or if he's going to establish Kaisa. Unless you have a ton of retreats and stuff, Kaisa's another one you want to save till last minute. So, okay. Yeah, he'll go for gold. It's a good play. It's a good play. I wonder if we're on Mech Kaisa. Any knowers in the chat for Mech Kaisa? Funny enough, I think Mech Kaisa gets even better with the Draven hits because, you know, you would make these smaller units that Draven can pretty easily beat over. Now that's not as much of a thing. Okay. Suspecting some sort of battle trick for sure. Is there much I can do about it? Not really. So we're just going to take the chance. Okay, he gives me the thumbs up. I will gladly take that. I have the Tide Turner play to get more gold, which I like. I do like that quite a bit. One thing I wish TCG Arena would let you do is like move your units around in their locations, because now I have gold on both sides, which is kind of annoying. But that's just a minor thing. Do I want to put Hopeful up here? Not really. Okay. That looks good. Solid turn. Solid turn. Press M. Oh, snap. Pazligu, you are goated. If you guys don't know, I'm like 75 years old and I click around everything. I don't really use the hotkeys except for spacebar to pass. So thank you very much for that heads up. Absolutely goated. I've been playing a little bit of Rift Atlas, which I do like as well because it's more like dragon play, which is more my speed. But I do like the presentation of TCG Arena better. So I don't know if I'm going to use Rift Atlas more or this one more. What did he just use? The gold, right? Okay, Kaisa Survivor into the battlefield. I could have hid the Sudden Storm, but it's fine. No problem. He's tapped out, so I would just be worrying about a Hextech Ray. Hextech Ray. I think we go for a stack deck. An Axe here would be pretty good. Falling Star. What are we looking at? Oh, shoot. That was not what I meant to do. Okay. Now I got to explain to my opponent that I'm a big dumb idiot. Okay, who's got a way for me to get those cards back from the bottom? Let's see. Thank you, Jim Sai. I can't believe I just put all 3 of those to the bottom, man. That's a nice thing about Rift Atlas, is that there's a backspace button so you can undo stupid nonsense like that. I really don't want to just shuffle and just look at 3 more. No knowers for the easy way to get those bottom 3 back. Is it going to be... Oh, wait, it's right there. What? I don't even know. Is this the bottom of my deck or the top of my deck? I'm just going to put those 3 into play. Those are my 3 options. Okay, Switcheroo is interesting. This actually calls back to the Annie play that we just messed up on. Okay, so I think I'm going to take the Switcheroo, to be honest with you. All right, to deck bottom, the hand, not deck top. Come on, dude. Okay, deck bottom. If I use hotkeys, it's probably a lot smoother. Okay, so that means we can walk in Treasure Hunter. He would have to have a Hextech Array to make this a trade, which I can stop with Hard Bargain. So I like that. That feels pretty good. Okay, so we'll move that in. We'll make another gold. I will go for this. Use 2 gold. And now he's a 1. Hextech Ray, I'm assuming. Retreat. Thinking. This opportunity to kill Kaisa feels pretty good. Feels pretty good. I am going to extremely regret this, though, when I lose a Singularity. So I'll let it go, because then I can save this, and I can just hide the Sudden Storm. So I go a point. I win the combat. That's good there. I can go Hopeful. Am I making a gold is the question, because I can tap out for Kaisa, but if I just make a gold, I can play Hopeful. I can't keep anything open for Hard Bargain. Am I worried about Singularity next turn? He's going to be on 9. So unless I keep 4 open to repeat, in which case my board's not worth hitting with Singularity. So I think we make a gold. I hope my logic is coming out somewhat audibly. Okay, we play that there. We do go ahead and hide this. No one ever sees Sudden Storm coming, by the way. Nobody. Okay, pass it there. I like make gold. Yeah, me too. Me too. Big fan. And yeah, if you're talking about that play in particular, I agree. Yeah, because Kaisa has the flexibility of being acceleratable. Acceleratable, wow. That's a word and a half. Kaisa can be accelerated, so that would be pretty good. What's happening here? Oh, okay, wasn't paying attention. Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, I have to do this. He made the right play, so. What are we doing for 3? No, I think we're doing... Oh! Okay. Cool. That works. Sentry still goes away. That doesn't really matter. This dies. Yeah, that's good. Very cool inclusion. I like that in Kaisa. Very cool. Did we spend a power? Or did they have a gold? Fury Rune to bottom. Oh, he paid 1 to draw a card. Okay, that makes sense. Yep. 2 and a power and a falling star. Sure, that's fine. Good, then we got the Kaisa. Then we top deck a Mind Splitter. That feels really good. Okay. I mean, with 3 open, I'm probably not killing the Rengar, so probably just makes more sense. Probably just makes more sense to play Mind Splitter. Question is, do I play it in a battlefield? Probably not, right? Probably just play it right in the base. Now, this is where Mind Splitter feels not good. Okay, Rocket Barrage, I'm not afraid of. Hopeful is good. Oro's good. He has the Kaisa. He has the Falling Star. Bellows Breath's annoying. Okay, so the only thing that immediately threatens my hopeful if I want to go for a hold is the Kaisa Survivor. If I pull the hopeful back, it becomes Rocket Barrage fuel. So we have to keep in mind the Rocket Barrage. I think I hit the Kaisa, honestly. If he wants to spend power on my Falling Star, on Falling Starring my Noxus hopeful, I think I have to let that go, right? Yeah, I think that's the play. Okay. Yeah, we don't pull this back because then we just get hit by Rocket Barrage for free. So, yeah, we pass there. You guys can let me know if I'm playing like an absolute buffoon, by the way, because we're here to learn. That's what testing's all about. Pulls Rengar back. Probably playing a Poro. Yep. And a hopeful. Yeah, this one's looking very rough. This could be our first L of the evening. Okay. Sadly, next turn, he could very easily repeat Rocket Barrage if I play Kaisa. So we hold there. This actually puts us at 6, which feels pretty good. He's on 5, right? Okay. So this is coming back, right? Yeah, do I just let him go to 7 and then I go for the double conquer? That's probably a play. Go here. I think we do take a much needed draw. Ride the wind. Okay. This is what I was talking about before. Draven plus ride the wind. This is what we were talking about. Okay, let's not mess this up. So if I can keep hard bargain open, he's gonna go to 11. So if he repeats Rocket Barrage, I can hard bargain that, right? Because he wouldn't have enough to pay. Oh no, I would need to keep it repeatable. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4 has to stay open. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I can commit 5 energy without losing to Rocket Barrage, which means if I make the Rocket Barrage really juicy, I might actually just walk away with the game here. Okay. Cool. It's going to be really funny if that's the play he goes for. I'll show you guys the deck list again at the end of the stream, I guess, just because we showed it at the beginning and I'm trying to just jam games. There's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Come on. Come on. Come on. Ah, oh, damn. He didn't have that before, right? Am I crazy? Okay, so he's not accelerating it. Sure, that's fine. -3 to everything, right? Bellows Breath. Not repeating. He doesn't have to repeat it. I could stop that. And I think I should stop that, right? Because you would have to pay 4 and he can't. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Repeat. He's just going to Falling Star. That might have been a little silly. But I think we're still good, actually. I think we're actually very good. I need him to tap out here. That's what I need him to do. Yeah, that's totally fine. That's totally fine. So Ride the Wind, Purple Draven just wins us the game, right? That's 5 to 4. Yeah, that's fine. Yep. I need him to just, like, not Omega hold, essentially. Okay. I think we're good. The worst thing would be, like, if he drew into a Hextech Ray, which we haven't seen. Okay. If this play wins us the game, somebody here has to subscribe or something. I don't know. If this play wins us the game, something needs to be done. The authorities need to be contacted. This is 6 over here. This is back down to a 3, so I mean, we just pray. Yeah. When I win a combat each turn, you score a point. Don't tell me he hit the freaking Hextech grade, dude. That is depressing. GG. Yeah, that's rough. I'm not crazy, right? I don't think he had it when I played the first Mind Splitter, so that was a close one. I would have not won. Is that a rule with this guy with Draven Audacious? The first time when a combat each turn you score a point. Isn't that what gets you to 7 and then you go to 8 on Conquer? Oh, yeah, okay. I would have got to 7 by card effect. This would be my first Conquer. I would draw a card. And then I would have to take the other battlefield. You're right, you're right. Yes. Yeah, that makes sense. You're right. I mixed that up. For sure. Alright, so someone has to probably call the authorities on me. Okay. You guys are totally correct. Let's get another game. Oh, Red Hood playmat. I like that. Oh, Draven Mirror. Okay. Yeah, I mean, this can never come out. We're not playing, like, sideboarded games, so that can never be a thing. I mean, he's also Draven, so I don't think I take any better advantage of Sunken Temple than he does. Showboat. Let's do that. And then roll 12. Oh. Could this be some sort of miracle with Nocturnes? All right, he's up first. Tide Turner, Kaisa, Mind Splitter. We are on Odd Curve. I don't hate that. See what we got. I do like that we draw the fan. That's nice. I don't have to commit the Tide Turn anymore. Pass on 2. Oh, we forgot to draw a card, though. So he has one more chance to hit something to play. Still pass. Cool. All right. We'll take it. We did our good guy deed of the day. Yep. All right. Kaisa is played. I'm on all purple, which doesn't necessarily matter just because I am not able to play Ferris Forerunner anyway. But did you try with the other red Draven, or is purple better? I have not played with Showboat. I think it's okay in theory. It might be like a meta-dependent thing, because again, if Kaisa becomes popular, Showboat has potential to be really good. Getting above 6 points is always really, or getting above 6 might is always really good against Kaisa. So the awkward thing is here, I go up here, make a gold. He would kill. I can prevent him from conquering, though, so I mean, that's in some ways a win. Maybe I just don't even move up, though. Yeah, I don't think we move up. I think we just... We're still playing the sort of pitter-patter, Draven, nobody wants to attack first thing. It's going to be quite awkward. Yeah, he's probably in the same boat now. He's like, do I move up? Do I not? Is my Kaisa going to die? Mind Splitter first seems good because then I can pick out the Rebuke if he has it. And then start dropping Ferris Forerunners. That would be pretty good. Yep, that is going to be fine. Drawing off Kaisa before Candlelit is a choice. Put one on bottom. I think put one back on top. Is the deck still strong? Do you believe it's tier 1? I don't know. I haven't played... Oh, there's the Forerunner. Jeez. I haven't played against like Aurelia yet, so that would be something I have to try out. I did just lose a close one to Kaisa. Kaisa seems very strong now. I think the deck's still good. I mean, you still have good cards in your deck, right? And then you have the ability to main deck 3 Ferris Forerunners, especially if purple becomes weaker. So there's ways you can change it for the deck to seemingly get better, right? All right, what is this? This is Edge of Night. This is Switcheroo. This is not Fight or Flight. So Switcheroo does nothing. I could cause a trade. Edge of Night is very bad for me. And that's a Ferris Forerunner. So maybe I move Kaisa plus Forerunner into... Or Kaisa plus Fan into Horde. I can make a gold and play a Forerunner. I cannot make a gold and play Mind Splitter, though. I kind of feel like I need to match Forerunners now, as awkward as it is. So... Man, how... People don't play Edge of Night anymore, right? No, a new Draven you probably do. Maybe it's just better than Sudden Storm. Maybe I'm being too cheeky. Yeah, now that I think about it, Edge of Night could be a lot better than Sudden Storm. But anyways, let's go there. Let's score that. Let's draw a card. Let's give Kaisa some... Oh, let's also actually make a gold. And then let's give her some backup. I don't want to put the Forerunner up there yet because I do want to go fishing for the Rebuke first. So that's what we'll do. We'll push the Forerunner out if we need to. We'd win a combat. We'd protect Kaisa. That would feel pretty good. It's a tide turner for sure. Yes, that would be very bad for me. Very, very bad. Okay, we have 5 here. We have 6. Don't tell me, dude. Forerunner gaming is not going to be very fun. That's for sure. Yep. Ferris Forerunner gaming is not going to be very fun. Might have been better to play Mind Splitter to check the hand. I agree. But see, like in this scenario, I do like the fact that I can move my Tide Turner, or sorry, move my Forerunner and then play Tide Turner to protect it. But now I'm like, I just gotta match Forerunners. That's what I feel like. But this holds, so Kaisa can come back. You're safe. See, like here I can play Forerunner plus Hopeful. That feels pretty good. So if this is Tide Turner, he has 6 to... That would be my 8. So I don't love that. Alternatively, I can force him to crack a Forerunner while I crack a Forerunner. If it's not Tide Turner, then I'm actually kind of gaming, right? Switcheroo would be bad, though. Switcheroo would be bad. Like, all these hopefuls, man. And I don't know. This is actually a tough one. I think I'm also, like, too afraid to give up points. I think that's one of my problems. So I'm gonna... But then I don't get good value out of my runes. Ferris, going with Ferris. If it's tied, you can ride the wind. Okay. Well, you're saying ride the wind my Forerunner out? Into the... Well, Treasure Hoard I already scored this turn. Okay. Okay. So I can actually play my Forerunner. Okay. I think I'm smelling what you're stepping in. All right. Gold. Forerunner. I can run this in, and then if I need to, I can ride the wind Forerunner in as backup. Yes, yes, yes. I'm with you. I'm with you. Okay. I like that. I like that a lot. Reveals a card. Tide Turner. Yep. You guys are the smartest. All right. So things are trading here. How do I want to do this? Do I just bring it in now? Do I just let them trade? I don't even hate letting them trade, honestly. Yeah, I think that's fine. Oh, wait a second, wait a second, wait a second, wait a second. Because then I give him a draw, right? Because he is Draven. Yeah, yeah, you're right, you're right, you're right. I don't know. I don't love it, but we'll give it a shot. It's all about learning. Yep. I'm assuming kill the active one. I will get a draw off of that. I will also score a point. I will also draw a Sudden Storm. Interesting. Very interesting. No real point to hide Tide Turner, right? Besides mind games. Yeah, I don't think so. Okay. Oh, I did miss the battlefield. You're right. You're absolutely right. Darius and a fan. Yeah. Okay. All right. Darius of his own. Ooh, maybe I should have hit Sudden Storm to force some trades. That's okay though. Yep, that's fine. Just now joining. How's it going so far? Pretty good. We won our first game against Annie, won our second game against Fiora, lost a close one to Kaisa, and now we're in the mirror match. So we'll see how it goes. See, I don't even hate Sudden Storm to kill this overzealous fan though. That's kind of cool. 7-6. Yeah, unfortunately, I don't have anything to do about that. Except make more tokens, lol. Okay, dropping a Forerunner in there. Oh, are we Omega holding? Interesting. Okay. Alright, what can we do about this realistically? We can Sudden Storm one side, and then Kaisa can take that for free. Am I able to do anything about this side after that? So that would be 8 committed energy. And I wouldn't be able to do a ton of stuff. Does the meta feel better? Haven't been able to test in spans because I'm moving to my new house. Congrats on new house. But thought I would stop it and ask. I mean, yeah, things feel better so far, right? This is the thing with games in general, especially competitive games. They're always the most fun when they're unoptimized. So that's one thing to think about. I guess I do win this battlefield if I go in with Darius, right? He just gets 3 tokens out of it. Because 6 matches 6, 6 matches 6, and then Darius kills Darius. Okay. Let's try it. Let's try it. Sudden Storm, kill this. And then I'm going to have 1 left over to make a gold. So I guess that's pretty good. Cool. And then that makes a gold. I also draw 2. Butcheroo is nice. I make a gold. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for Darius. So the only thing is, yeah, he gets the tokens out of this, but I mean, I think it's probably okay. Yep. Making his tokens, kind of shortcutting it. And then... yeah, that makes sense. Is he letting me keep Darius? No way, right? Like, for sure he should keep me with a token, but he kind of pinged all my tokens, so I'm kind of confused. Yeah, I guess I'll just, yeah, kill Darius. Okay, makes sense. I draw one there. Probably is better draw 2 with Kaisa. I did draw 2 with Kaisa, right? Didn't I do that? Fiance just got in, so I will join back later. Hey, man. Glad to hear that I helped with the content. Enjoy your new house. And then why not just get back Switcheroo there? Same thing, but save a unit. Who got back Switcheroo? I'm a little confused, but I'm a little slow, so that's okay. All right, am I hiding anything of value here? That doesn't do much. And then hiding Tide Turner doesn't do much either, except give more might in the battlefield. Could make this a 6. Right? This, on one hand, feels like I'm throwing away a unit, but on the other hand, mind games are pretty awesome. I could also put Switcheroo here, right? Because Tide Turner would swap with the mech, and then Switcheroo would protect the Tide Turner from anything. Let's try it. Let's give it a shot. Walk in, then Switcheroo. I missed the battlefield again. Yep. I. Sorry, guys. The bottom, and then leave that. Walk in, use Switcheroo. Where would that have gotten me better value? I guess I could have taken okay, yeah, I guess that would have been pretty good. Yeah, I guess I'm not really thinking about Switcheroo as much of an offensive trick as I should be, huh? That's true. That is true. The power cost would have been big, though. I did save myself from having used too much power. That's something we have to consider. 3 to 3. Okay, so he's playing around Switcheroo very well. Very well. So I can flip both. But that doesn't really matter because Darius is going to be big. So we switch like this. And then we do this. So actually, no, the switcheroo worked out quite well. Nice, draw card. Okay. So now Draven can't solo this battlefield. Or sorry, Darius. Darius can't solo this battlefield. 3 to 3. I mean, I'm okay with that. Don't know if he's trying a battle trick or something. Stack deck readies the Darius. He could have an axe, which would be annoying, but not the end of the world. Yeah, dude, that's okay. Would have hit Switcheroo in the Kaisa battlefield. The reason I didn't do that, and I could be wrong, but the reason I didn't do that is because Tide Turner was hiding in the Kaisa battlefield, so I was going to swap the mech and the Tide Turner, and then the Tide Turner would be the smallest unit with the Switcheroo. So I think that was the most value, but I could be wrong. If you have better logic, definitely drop it in the chat. Darius is a 7. 2. Ah, yes, he has it. Okay. I don't really have an accelerate option, but I can establish a lot of stuff, which feels pretty good. Yep, that's fine. This is one thing that Draven had to do a lot, even when it was broken. And it's more so an issue now, is that like you have to tap out a lot to kind of get back into the game sometimes, which is weird. So I can play 2, 4, 6, 8 and just establish a bunch of stuff. Seems pretty good. So 1, 2, 3, 4. What if you attack first with Darius into Kaisa? I would have brought the mech over, which then he probably would have axed. So yeah, maybe. I think there's just different ways he can play around it, right? That's the thing with hiddens, is just so weird that there's so many different options you have to play around at the one power spot, because anything that can be hidden could be a possibility. But you could be right. You could be right for sure. 5. Another Darius directly into the battlefield is interesting. Wonder if we're going for an Omega hold strategy. I don't think that's a super great play, but we'll see. Is it going to be a overzealous fan backing it up? Send a card to top of the runes. Sure. Yeah, that's fine. And back to base where it's safe. Makes sense. And 3 open. Yeah, this is strong for sure. Okay, let's rip a stacked deck, right? Let's think about that actually. Because that'll leave me 3 open if I decide to play the Mind Splitter. So stacked deck will leave me 2 open. Do I go for a hold? Because I am a little bit scared of things. A little bit scared of things. A Ride the Wind would be bad, actually. A Ride the Wind into the Candlelit Sanctum. But I kind of want to play the Splitter in the battlefield is the thing. That's kind of what I want to do. Worst case scenario. Assuming you can make a Darius a 7 and axe him, I would have tried to bait him into Switcheroo, keep Kaisa alive. But your right hiddens are tricky. Yeah, I think it just kind of depends on what his hand looked like, but I am interested to see how your play would work out, because I think there's definitely a lot of merit in that. Okay. How am I getting over this Darius? He would have to play a stack deck plus like a Ride the Wind or an axe to buff both, right? And I can take a look at his hand, but I need to put Mind Splitter in the battlefield because I can't let him double conquer next turn. So yeah, maybe this is not right, but I want to do this first. Sudden Storm. I can use that to force some trades. I don't need the units, right? Maybe I do, actually. Darius can go over there for 7 if I do that, but I already have 8 might worth. Plus, I can drop a Mind Splitter. So, yeah, I think I want the defense. Okay. You got it, I guess. Nice. Cool. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. May I see your hand, sir? Battlefield. Why am I forgetting this, dude? Why am I forgetting? He had to ride the wind. Interesting. Okay. Does that kind of mean that I lose? Um, he holds 7. Oh man, that's really strong. But he can't proc Darius. Okay, so I think my play is hit ride the wind. And then if he rebukes one of my guys, we're okay. But no, against the odds is just really good. So I go in one at a time, then I guess that's probably my better option. Yeah, okay. So he can match with against the odds. He can rebuke, but I can still run him over anyway. Yep, okay. It's fine. Spend a power to put it here, and then we just do it anyway. He draws a card off that, by the way. I draw a card off this. Now, how do we assign defense? This Darius is huge. So he has hard bargain, which doesn't matter. Actually, it does matter, actually. He has hard bargain, and he has the against the odds card. With no unit, though. So that's pretty good. Mind Splitter's big. If I go 2 and 2, does that somehow play around against the odds? Yeah, I kind of have to put this here, otherwise he takes for free. This seems like it can get really dicey. Okay, put that there. Overzealous Fan protects the hopeful. And then maybe this protects this battlefield, but I don't really think so. Okay. This one could be a loss. This one could be a loss. Bro, come play me right now. I will come play you in a bit, maybe. We'll see. Didn't recycle rebuke. Playing a Vision Poro. Give a friendly unit. Oh, that doesn't do enough damage, does it? I think Buddy is toaster strudeled. Yep. Okay. I do 4 damage, but wait, what's happening here? Deal 2 to a unit. That's interesting. Doesn't matter though. Why is he a 10? Discarded Darius, played Rebuke. Yeah, no, I don't think he did actually. That's fine. All right, cool. He's gonna get rid of the energy, I guess. And then no, it should be. So it was 8. It should be 12, right? So this would trade, but he's a 14. Oh, because he played 2 cards. Yes, yes, yes. It doesn't matter though. Yeah. Okay. Yep, that's good. This got into a little bit of a mess, but that is fine. I really need to draw like a Kaisa Survivor or something, right? What is he playing 2 for? Oh, insult to injury. Okay, moves that back. Okay, I hold there. That was a misplay on our friend's part. Because now we don't hold, or now he doesn't hold, I should say. I get the desire to bring the Darius back, but that was a misplay. Nah. Does it even matter? Yeah, because I want this for the Darius. I don't want to take any chances of nonsense. I draw a card. GG. Okay. Yeah, I don't know how we walked away with that one, but I mean, I get the desire to bring Draven back or Darius back. Keep messing them up. I get the desire to bring the Darius back, but he needed to hold that battlefield to win. I needed to have like a ride the wind, and yeah. Okay. Anyways, I guess let's take a look at the deck list because I think I'm gonna close it down sooner rather than later. Maybe we can talk about some differences. I am gonna run to the restroom real quick though. So be right back. All right, I'm back. What did I miss? Okay, so let's take a look here. Pull the list. We got the list up. Okay. So obviously we didn't play any game 2 or 3. We just played game 1s. So Targon's, we know it's going to be good going first. The only question is it too advantageous for our opponent in any matchup where we just like can't even afford to play it? That's going to be the main question. We got to know if that comes up in sideboarded games. Then we have the Sunken Temple, which is just good, but maybe there's better battlefields for this legend, honestly. Because we only have ways like Darius, Mind Splinter, Ferris Forerunner. Okay, there's a fair amount of mighty cards in this deck. I could see Candlelit being pretty cool. I did kind of like Treasure Hoard. I do like ways to kind of sink your extra wasted energy. Consideration for Seat of Power. Seat of Power is a weird one. I kind of like Seat of Power in Fiora because you have good abilities to hold, and obviously Draven used to be good at holding, and it could still be maybe decent, but unless I got really comfortable with holding in this deck, I don't know, because I don't ever want to give my opponent the opportunity to double conquer and get the draw, right? That feels pretty scary. So maybe, but I don't think your problem in Draven should be card draw, especially mid-range. Like, none of the hits to mid-range Draven were card draw. Some of the hits obviously affect your ability to win combats and draw, but I don't think our problem is card draw. Treasure Hoard's great going second. Spend the energy. Yeah, true. Very true that we're going to be on odd energy, so it gives you something good to spend it on. I am going to be in Atlanta, noob ally. I am going to be in Atlanta, so yeah, this is partially what I'm testing for. Also, wanted to see if Draven's good. It doesn't seem horrible, honestly. I mean, the game that I lost was close, right, against Kaisa for sure, and then I won 3 other games. Okay, units. Wonder which one would benefit your opponent more on average versus Sunken Temple. True, that could be matchup dependent, but I think most decks have the capability to double conquer. So I would wager that Sunken Temple is more often less valuable to my opponent than a Seat of Power probably would be. If you held Falling Star at Sudden Storm, you could have dealt 8 on next turn to clear Darius if he tries to hold. Yes. What did I do? I hid the Sudden Storm, right? Yeah, and I looked at his hand, so knowing that he had the Against All Odds, I should have just kept the Temple, the Storm in my hand, for sure. Okay, back to the deck list, though. Units felt fine. I mean, I think one of the main questions is, like, how popular is Purple going to be? So does Ferris Forerunner stay as a 3 of? And then do I need more 4-drops in the deck because we don't have Draven Vanquisher anymore? If so, which ones? Because, like, Rel is not that great. We're not playing enough equipments to really make it worthwhile. Interestingly, we're playing Spinning Axe, and maybe we can fit Longswords. Would that make Rel better? I don't know. I'd have to think about that a little bit. Hopefuls are great. Darius, obviously, incredible. Mind Splitters were good. Yeah, main thing is, like, do I need more 4-drops? But honestly, 23 units is a pretty good number. I don't think I'd really change too much about that. Spells. 2 Falling Star was clutch. Rebuke. There was a time I was looking for it. Didn't have it, but I was definitely looking for it. Could have been good. Ride the Wind was solid. It definitely contributes to, like, your ability to use Draven Audacious well. So there's that aspect of it for sure. And then 3-stack deck was good, obviously. Sudden Storm is still questionable, but had its moments. The best thing about Sudden Storm, I think, is the surprise factor of it, right? And now offensively, because of the new ruling with, what is this card called? Overzealous Fan. Overzealous Fan kills itself on the activation of the effect, right? As like a cost, you could say. So Sudden Storm can actually beat that because you can Sudden Storm before even entering combat, and now they can't Overzealous Fan, right? It's kind of like the Cannon Barrage thing that orange decks were doing. And obviously there's probably better cards in red we could play to do that type of thing. Like Incinerate, for example, which would just cost 1 less energy. But Sudden Storm has the flexibility of the rest of its effects. And then the 3 Spinning Axe, obviously. So those are the main questions. Rel sounds cool if you were playing more than just Axe, like if you had Longsword too, but otherwise not sure. Yeah, for sure. I think if we played Rel, we would definitely have to fit Longswords in here somewhere. And Longsword as a defensive +2, I don't hate it, for sure. I was talking about how Edge of Night could maybe just be better than Sudden Storm, but I do like the capability of killing Overzealous Fans. I guess that's probably not going to be as important if Draven's not as popular as it was, so there's that, I guess. Any final thoughts, guys? Drop a like on the stream, too, if you guys did have a good time, because this was cool. I'm definitely going to try to do this more frequently. At least once a week, if not twice a week. Wednesdays seem to be okay for me on this. So, yeah, let me know if you guys enjoyed the stream. Sideboard ideas. I mean, 2 Thermo Beam, I think, is non-negotiable. 2 Brynrear. Going to be very good against Aurelia. The combo of Brynrear plus Thermo Beam is good against Aurelia, good against Ornn. Second hard bargain, definitely good against, like, the Kaisas, the Victors. And then Edge of Night, Vex, and Last Rite. So those are, again, just ideas, really. But this is the main bulk of the list. Thank you, Smurf General. I will do my best to keep it up. All right, so I think that's going to wrap it up for tonight. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. This, again, was super, super fun. Appreciate you guys. See you guys in the video content that we post. And then I'll see you guys when I see you. Peace.